Just witness was from the 9/11 attack where nearly 3,000 people were killed by Al-Qaeda 13 years ago. We will have a detailed report on this tragic event which affected thousands of people later on in the news. A very good afternoon and welcome to Lunchtime News. I'm Rahna Farooq. Let's start off with a look at your headlines.
2 fishermen killed when their boat capsized in the seas off Koralavalla in Modara. Casting of postal votes underway for the Uva Provincial Council polls on the additional day allocated by Election Secretariat. Drought causes dire effects to wildlife at the Yala National Park. Wildlife Department says program underway to overcome this. 9/11 remembered. Americans flocked to the World Trade Center to mourn the dead.
And now for your stories in detail. Wild animals at the Yala National Park are facing a severe crisis in survival due to the persisting drought. The wilting of trees and drying up water holes at the national park has caused the threat of animals dying.
The animals are compelled to move into the wilderness in search of food and water. Our cameras captured the manner in which animals visit either side of the road in the national park to get food and water from tourists. Our correspondent said that all water holes within the national park have dried up.
There are several instances where the animals die of starvation because of the 9-month drought. You can see this when you go deep into the forest. You can see this when you go deep into the forest. The innocent animals need immediate assistance. Humans can at least ask for assistance. Animals are a resource to us and it will be vital if these animals are protected at this point of time. So we made a request before to supply these animals with food and water. The animals who stay in hiding come running when they say food and water. So this justifies the suffocation they are going through.
When Newsfirst contacted the Director General of Wildlife, H.D. Ratnayaka, on this matter, he said that a program is underway by the Department of Wildlife Conservation to address the issue.
According to the police, 2 fishermen have been reported dead after the boat they were travelling in capsized in the seas off Koralavalla in Modara. Initially, the engine of the boat had stalled while it was out at sea and later it had capsized owing to rough waves. 2 of the fishermen died upon admission to the hospital. 2 other fishermen are receiving treatment in hospital while one of them is in critical condition. A police security personnel has died following a collision with a cab belonging to a prospective UNP candidate from Bibila.
The deceased was attached to the Bibila police and was a resident of Madagama. The accident occurred when the cab that was flying from Badula to Bibila collided with the motor bicycle that the police security personnel was travelling in when the cab made a turn towards the Mahiyangani road at the roundabout along the Bibila Padiyathalava road. The driver of the cab has been arrested in connection to the accident.
The Dampal River Sarya, jointly organised by Newsfirst and the Sri Lanka Mahabodhi Society, commenced this morning at the Gatambe Rajapovana Ramaya under the auspices of the Mayor of the Central Province, Tikri Kobbakadua.
The procession commenced this morning under the auspices of the Mayor of the Central Province, Tikri Kobbakadua, garlanding the statue of Anagarika Dharmapala. Several school children, including the general public, gathered to witness the Sobanamali Gava of Anagarika Dharmapala. The convoy is set to travel to the Pushpa Rame in Bandarava today.
The casting of votes on the additional day allocated for the submission of postal votes for the Uva Provincial Council election has commenced. Additional Elections Commissioner RMA Ratnayaka said that postal votes can be cast until 4:15 p.m. today. He said that postal votes can be cast in election offices of the districts where the voters reside and also in the election secretariat in Rajagiriya.
Do you feel that their concerns are justified?
Well, yes, but there's something missing in what they say.
What's your take on Sarath Fonseca and the Democratic Party?
He's not as politically mature as the JVP. Those guys have a track record.
We haven't seen an Israeli reaction as yet to the Iranian offer of cooperation.
That has always been respected even by his opponents as a very serious matter.
Taking a look at the weather, the Met Department says that several spells of light showers will occur in the western Sabragamo and central provinces and in the Galle and Matra districts.
Thunder showers will develop at a few places in the U and eastern provinces during the afternoon and evening hours. There may be temporary localized strong winds during thunder showers according to the Met Department, and the general public are kindly requested to take adequate precautions to minimize the damages caused by lightning activities.
A UN study suggests that the ozone layer that shields from the earth from cancer-causing ultraviolet rays is showing early sign of thickening after years of depletion.
The ozone hole that appears annually over Antarctica has also stopped growing bigger every year. The report says it will take a decade before the hole starts to shrink. Scientists say the recovery is entirely due to political determination to phase out the man-made CFC gases destroying ozone. The study was published by researchers from the World Meteorological Organization and the UN Environment Programme. Scientists say they cannot be absolutely certain yet that the hole will heal itself, but Professor David Vaughan from the British Antarctic Service said that test results from his organization would throw extra light on the WMO's findings. Tackling a gas like carbon dioxide, which is central to so many facets of human life, is of a completely different order to reducing a few chemicals for which substitutes can be found. Ozone should recover towards its 1980 level by mid-century or slightly later for Antarctica, where it gets dangerously thin every year between mid-August and November or December. It says progress would be improved by as much as 11 years if existing stocks of ozone-depleting substances, many of them stored up in old fridges and fire extinguishers, were destroyed.
0114-896-896 www.newsfirst.lk Feedback at newsfirst.lk